After nearly a month, Dan now has the skills and gear that he needs to assemble the first of 2 antennas that he needs to boost his radio signal and to call for extraction. It's time to head to Riverside. Yes, indeed, Dan is making the long journey north to Riverside. He has packed all of the metalworking gear that he needs, the electrical gear that he needs to assemble his first antenna. He's got his best weapons, he's got a propane tank, he's got a little bit of food. He is fully prepared. Hey, well, Dan has been on the road for about 3 or 4 hours. He has barely made it halfway, but this is just too tempting an opportunity to pass up, really. Dan might find a couple of boxes of shotgun shells. He's going to need every bit of shells he can find. Oh no! Oh my god. Wow, clearly he's been on the road too long. Finally, okay. Dan's okay. Right, now let's just check these bodies. We're looking for nightsticks, guns and ammo. Hopefully there'll be some boxes of ammo in the police vehicles as well. But man, that almost went badly wrong there. Okay, well, nothing else more there, but that was a really useful pit stop. 4 boxes of ammo and also a nightstick. But now Dan really needs to quicken up the pace if he's going to get to Riverside before dark. Okay, well, Dan has been on the road all day. Just to the north is Riverside. He's passing the south side of Riverside. And one thing that really struck him as he's been on the road all day, hasn't seen a single person, a single real live human being, or even any signs of life, anything that suggests a survivor anywhere. He really is all alone. Okay, well, that is the turn. That is the turn that goes up to where the first location is to build one of the first of 2 antennas. But Dan isn't going there right now. It is late. He's been on the road all day. He's going to start to get tired soon. Man, that is a lot of zombies. Just up the road here, he hopes there is some sort of farmhouse, some sort of residence. Oh wow, but he was not expecting. Wow, that is a lot of zombies, and it is not a farmhouse. Okay, change of plan. Wow, can Dan even get back down here? Dan needs to find somewhere safe just outside of town to sleep. And he thought it was here, but it definitely is not. He's going to continue going west until he can find some sort of isolated house. Man, that is a lot of zombies. Dan has got a massive challenge on his hands tomorrow. He's really going to have to go to war. Okay, well, Dan has checked the map, and his best bet is actually up past the antenna zone. So he's going to have to go back, to where all the zombies are. You can see this vehicle is getting more and more bloodied and battered, but this might not be a bad thing. This will give him the chance to scope out how bad the zombie numbers are just up ahead. Okay, so this is the turn. Just up ahead there's going to be the bar and the laundrette, and that is where Dan needs to build the antenna. But he's going to actually just head off west once he gets to the end of the road, and it goes out of town, and goes into secluded farmhouses, and hopefully Dan can find somewhere safe to sleep tonight. Yeah, well, Dan's just taking it slow, just scoping out the area, and I must admit, it does not actually seem that bad, but who knows what we're going to find in the morning. Man, there's a lot there. Just off to the left here is a small residential area, but if Dan keeps going west, hopefully he'll get far enough out of town for the zombie numbers to get a lot smaller. Yeah, well, here we are. Well, hopefully this is going to be Dan's little safe area for tonight. It is just a few minutes drive out from. Whoa! Wow! There is always a group of zombies wherever Dan wants to settle. Always, they're always out for him, always after him. And there's going to be a few coming this way. This could get dicey. I hope Dan does not get overwhelmed. Okay, well again, this is kind of got a bit of a last stand feel to it. You can see that Dan means business though. He's got 2 hand axes equipped. He's got a garden fork equipped. He is ready to go to war. He is ready for anything. Okay, well I think that is the area clear. Dan is resisting the urge to look for digital watches. He doesn't need to do that anymore. Just going to scout around and make sure this area is safe, that it's safe for him to sleep. Well, of course, there is always another zombie. Well, Dan cannot see any more zombies as far as the eye can see. He's just scouting around the whole area before he goes inside. Okay, so this is the problem now. There's no power. Every building is going to be dark and gloomy. Could be all sorts of surprises inside. Okay, we're in from the cold, the wet and the dark. Okay, obviously we're going to have to check every room, make sure it's all clear before Dan decides it's safe to sleep. Okay, well, the house is clear. It is safe. Does it have any food? Well, that is something that Dan needed. For some reason he left he's traveled across half of the county with just 3 cans of food. Why he keeps doing that to himself, I do not know. Well, he's made it. He's on the outskirts of Riverside. He's on the edge of making a massive step towards getting out of this nightmare. But he's got a massive challenge tomorrow. He's got to clear the area, and there are a lot of zombies in that area. And then he's got to figure out for the first time and get it right. He's got to figure out building an antenna. So Dan needs a really good night's sleep because it's going to be a massive challenge for him tomorrow. Okay, it is the next day, and this could prove to be an absolutely massive day for Dan. Now, he's thought things through. There are a lot of zombies around everywhere. There are a lot of zombies probably between here and where he needs to get to. So he needs to make sure if things go south, he's got an out. He's got a way to get out. And this vehicle, that's his way to get out. So he's going to ditch his original plan, which was just to drive straight up to the location and trust in his skills and his stamina and his fitness and his determination to just clear out the area. I think there's going to be too many zombies. So what he's going to do, man, when I said too many zombies, I mean, this is the edge of town. The plan is to clear this area here and then slowly work his way in. But man, there's a lot of zombies just here. But he's committed now. That is the plan. He's going to leave the vehicle here and everything else is going to be in on foot. Okay, so when Dan said he was ready to go to war, he was prepared. He's stocked up on his beta blockers as well, because you can see he's going to need them. But he has made a really good start. Oh no, oh, do not do that to me. That would not be a nice way to go. Man, there are so many zombies around. This is insane. But lots of one-shots already, but he's got to stop doing that lunge one. It leaves him really vulnerable. It's going to be a massive day. It's going to be a high body count, and I really hope that Dan's bodies does not join the list. Okay, well already it feels like Dan's plan is compromised. He's just been forced further and further back, and he's just picking up more and more zombies. He's already had to abandon his vehicle. I mean, really look at that. This is just ridiculous. Well, so much for saving his best weapons for Louisville. He needs them now because he's got a massive fight on his hands for survival. But this garden fork is doing one hell of a job. It's going to be really good for his endurance as well. But he might not get that antenna done today after all. This is just an insane amount of zombies. Okay, well, unsurprisingly, that is another level of sphere. And just, wow, okay, that golden fork lasted no more than a couple of hours, and I'm not beginning to wonder if Dan's actually brought enough weapons. He's starting to get a little bit tired, but it looks like he must have taken out 3 or 4 dozen already. And there's still some work to do, but I think he's just got 3 or 4 more left. and then he's going to have a little bit of a rest. There we go. That was quite an introduction to Riverside. Before Dan goes any further, he's going to have to take a little bit of a rest. Okay, well, Dan has had a good rest and he slowly walked back to his vehicle. We'll definitely grab that spear. Need all the help we can get at the moment. And it does look like Dan managed to attract pretty much every single zombie on him in one go, because he's made it back to his van and he's pleased to see that he's not surrounded by hordes. Now he's got to slowly fight his way back to where he's going to build his antenna. It's going to be a long day. But I kind of feel that Dan can do this. Now, he's got a lot of extra weapons. He's got two hand axes. He's repaired the garden fork. But he's also got in his backpack an axe, that crafted spear there we just picked up, a crowbar. He's got spare duct tape to repair. He's got a hunting knife. He's got the nightstick that he picked up, a pipe wrench. He's got a lot of weapons, but has he got the energy? Has he got the stamina? Okay, well, Dan's barely made it up the road, and this is an indication of the challenge that is ahead. But the good thing is, it's all ahead of him. So he's got a clear escape route behind him. It is pretty clear of zombies. So if things get too bad, if things get out of control, if things start to go wrong, if he starts to get too tired, he's got a clear escape route. Hey man, there's going to be a lot of bodies today. Okay, well, fortunately the rain has stopped and Dan is really getting to work with these hand axes. The one he's using at the moment he's already repaired once. It's really not going to last very much longer. But for the first time today, after quite a difficult introduction, this is actually starting to look doable. Okay, well, Dan has fought his way through the road, so he's made really good progress. It's not even 3 o'clock in the afternoon. The one hand axe is already broken. He's already repaired it once, so he's not repairing it again just for the moment until he absolutely has to. Hey, there we go. Okay, well, Dan is starting to build in confidence. He's just slowly, methodically taking down the zombies. He's strolling up. It's like he's going on a little bit of a Sunday stroll. He's just strolling up to huge groups of zombies, and he's just taking them down. And the bar and the laundrette, the antenna repeater location is just within sight now. There we go. Dan is just leaving a trail of absolute destruction in his wake. Okay, well, there is the turnoff just up ahead. That is Dan's goal. Now he's gonna have to just make sure the area is clear, because at some point he's gonna return back to his truck and trailer and drive it on down. There's too much gear and equipment for him to haul on foot. Now that van, it makes a tremendous noise, so he's going to have to make sure the area is largely clear before he goes and retrieves his vehicle. Okay, well, here we are. This is it. This is where the first of two antenna repeaters is going to have to be built, and in a nice little convenience. There is also a bar, so maybe Dan can find a few morsels of food just in time by the look of it, because he's starting to get a little bit tired, so having a bar nearby to rest, absolutely perfect. Well, the area looks largely clear, but always just check before you just stroll into a building. Don't want any surprises. Okay, well, while Dan was having a rest, he thought he'd just check his extraction tracker, and look at that there. Riverside Food Market. The repeater can be activated here. Dan is so close now. Okay, well, Dan is just doing a last bit of clear up before he drives his really noisy truck and trailer into the area. This is just the last few now, so he's going with the hunting knife. Keep a little bit of condition in reserve for the hand axe if things get really bad. But there's just 6 or 7 zombies to go. There's 3 less. I think it's just these 2 now. Hey, there we go. Right, it's time for Dan to walk all the way back to his truck. Okay, well, Dan has almost made it back to his truck. It is just at the end of this road, just out of sight, but you can see there's a lot of zombies nearby, and he's really conscious of just how noisy this truck is, so he's going to have to take out this big group before he drives through the area. So let's not mess around, let's go with the garden fork. We're running out of time, it's starting to get dark. Okay, that is about half of the group taken care of. Let's finish the job. Okay, well, the zombies are making it easy for Dan. Falling over and making it really easy. And looks like that zombie did have a knife in his back. We'll take every weapon we can find at this stage. Okay, finally, at last. Let's see if we can recover that knife. And then we really... That's just a kitchen knife. Let's leave it. Okay. Enough of this walking. We really need to quicken the pace. Well, we're finally here. It has been a long time coming, but Dan hopefully is just about to make a massive step towards getting out of this living nightmare. So let's get the gear and let's build the antenna. Well, of course, just out of there, some very dopey zombies. How they didn't hear the noise of the vehicle, I do not know, but it's going to take a long time to build this antenna. So for now, we're going to have to still spend a bit more time just clearing out the zombies. So we're going to put this gear down, get a hand torch so we can see what the hell is going on, and get back to work at slaying these zombies. There we are now, finally. Come on, that's got to be it. Let's see if we can finally get this antenna up and running. Dan has had to take out some 100 zombies today. It's been quite a challenge. So here we are. We've got all the gear. Let's craft one. It's going to take quite a long time. I'm not sure about the safety of building an advanced antenna in the pouring rain. Okay, well, Dan is gathering all his gear. It's a lot of gear. He's going to be really vulnerable. Okay, well, there we are. I was expecting it to just appear on the ground, but there it is. It is constructed. Wow, that is possibly the most beautiful thing that Dan has ever seen. That is it. One antenna repeater. Now, how do we activate it? Well, Dan has been tinkering for a couple of hours now, and he's no closer to understanding exactly how to get this antenna repeater activated and online. There is no option to manage the antenna. He's picked it up, placed it down. He's checked the map location. He's definitely in the right location. So right now, he is absolutely dumbstruck. He feels just as far away from getting out of this an absolute nightmare as ever. Well, he's going to have to tinker, figure it out. Maybe he can find a solution, but for now that is going to have to be all. He's come a long way. He's made it all the way to Riverside. He's got one antenna installed. It's up and running. How does he activate it? That is going to have to be all for today. Hope you join me for the next one. Peace.